Have you ever bought a domain before? If you have, then you fundamentally need to understand what DNS is. And by the end of this video, you're gonna have a full understanding of what DNS is, how it applies, vibe coding, app software, all of it type of video. What is DNS? Some of y'all are probably very familiar with this term. You've probably seen it in chats where you're trying to add a custom domain and it's like, hey, you got to update your DNS. This is what that is. Fundamentally, just think of DNS like a phone number. You have your phone number, I have my phone number, and it is very specific to me. Idea here being is that you have a very specific domain, example.com. This could be example.io, example.eu, example.whatever. Point is that it's just a domain. This domain is then correlated with this specific number, 93.184.216.34. You know what this is. This is an IP address. To put simply, DNS is domain name server, or just your domain's phone number. Okay, this is how anywhere in the world someone can access your website and load it and know it's associated with a number. Why don't you just search the website by putting the number into the URL? Because me and you are human and we'd rather type example.com rather than this long number, right? So what does it do? Essentially, it just translates. So you have example.com. It will translate this into an IP that robots can read. It will look at its relevant servers to confirm that that is associated, and then it will also cache that answer. So for example, we know example.com is this specific number. Therefore, every future search on this specific number, we start creating a relationship between the two. Now, one thing you should understand is that when you purchase a domain, the reason it costs money is because essentially you're just renting that space for that IP. And that's why a lot of times when you purchase a domain, it's abnormally cheap, although the rates are going up. I don't know why the rates are going up. It used to be like $12 a year, $1 a month. Now it's like $20 a year. I don't know what's going on in the market, but they're just marking it up. But the point being is that you purchase a domain, you're also purchasing the associated IP. And what you're probably familiar with, or maybe you're not familiar with, is that sometimes you're better off purchasing a domain and then transferring a domain. What I like to do a lot of the times is I use Squarespace to purchase the domain. I'm not sponsored. Sponsor me, Squarespace. So I'll have Squarespace purchase it, and I get my domain. I love the actual domain, but when using the domain in software development, I will typically transfer it to my cloud provider that I like to use a lot of times, which is Cloudflare. If you don't know what Cloudflare is or its use case, it's just part of the tech stack. Okay, it's like GCP, AWS. Who cares? Point being is that you can launch a website for free, but I will take the domain, I will associate it here, and then use Cloudflare's DNS. Also like Cloudflare's DNS as well, because DNS, yes, it's just like a phone number for your site, but think about it. There is security involved here and protection layers you want. Therefore, Cloudflare, as we know, is a really good security platform protecting your domain. Let's see it in action. You find the website you want to go to. I want to go to example. Actually, who owns example.com? Example domain. This domain is used for documentation examples without needing permission. Wait, what is this, y'all? Okay, very interesting. I don't know the history behind example.com, but that is extremely interesting. So you go to example.com, which we saw was an empty space. It will then go through the chain of this. Now, you might be asking yourself why is it sectored by 3? For obvious reasons. What is your root? Your root is example. And no, not I am Groot from Marvel Rivals and Guardians of the Galaxy. We're talking about the root here. Example.com, thumbio.com, thumbio, the text.com, as you are probably familiar with, is how it ends, right? .edu, .io. That's why it's checking this again, because in theory, someone could own example.com. You own example.com, but someone else owns example.eu, and those could be pointing to 2 different websites. And then finally, the combination of the 2, which then translates into the IP address we get back, which then translates to like, hey, for some reason, we found data associated with this .com. So here's the data, which is a website. Who cares? Like, what do we care? Basically, everyone on the internet. Anything you ever search on the internet, any websites, email, mobile apps, gaming, streaming, smart device, like all of it has its associated IP address. It's associated like, what are you? Where are you? How are you? Situation. So DNS is fundamentally important for you to understand at a base level, because DNS is where you host anything that you want to create when it comes to a product, software, websites, everything of this nature. I'm gonna leave you with this. Search engine optimization, DNS, domains. Where does this all fit? This actually has a real role. Yeah, in theory, you could create a website .ai, .io. Like, this works. We see massive websites that use any type of ending on a domain like .us. .com does have some advantage. Like there's like a little bit of an edge you get when you get a .com when it comes to the internet, scrapability, AI, like everything of that nature. So keep that in mind. But DNS, for you to understand, is where you're just housing your domain, which is used throughout basically most applications. So knowing that, the next layer here that I suggest you to check out would either be understanding Cloudflare or understanding Vercel. I'll point those videos right there. And that's going to show you how to really connect these two dots when creating and leveraging this in the correct way. So without further ado, make sure to leave a like. I'll see you in the next Did Corn quite literally just explain what a DNS is type of video.